Y'all, welcome back to the channel. We had a nice little week of no Wi-Fi at my house, so we are returning with a brand new series. As you see, we're the Cairo Tech Pharaohs. It is a team builder. I figured after a week away, and after another week away before the previous video, we had birth of my daughter, then we had no Wi-Fi, so it's been a very exciting last couple weeks here. We are replacing Akron, and I think this is going to be a very fun a little history lesson of Cairo because it is Cairo, Illinois, which in the 1800s and early 1900s was just powerhouse on the river. It had the railroad, river, shipping up to Chicago, down to New Orleans, the Mississippi. It's in between the Mississippi and the Ohio. It connects Missouri and Kentucky together. It was growing to a level that was going to be. It's called Little Egypt for a reason. Cairo, Egypt is in the Nile River, and that was how Cairo got its name. And the population was growing. With every decade. In going into 1900, they had about 12,500 people. Into the 20s and 30s, they had, or even the 40s, they had around anywhere between 13 and 15,000 people. But as of today, or at least as of 2020, there's slightly over 1,700 people, and Cairo has a very you know tumultuous history. Just everything in its history. It had Fort Defiance or Camp Defiance in the Civil War. Then in the early 1900s, there was a lot of lynchings, and it has always struggled with just racial, just I don't know how to word it properly, but just it didn't seem like people could get along really. Racial tension, we'll say. Yeah, there was a lot of racial tension, and it is honestly one of the major things that led to the decline of a once beautiful city. And there is a chance that it could you know at least make its way back towards that, because it was a very quickly growing city, because of shipping, because of railroad, because of ferries, people getting across the river before bridges were a thing. So once, that gave a lot of jobs, people would come off the river into the city. It helped with unloading cargo. They had people, showing people around the city and making sure they got wherever they needed to go. Obviously, this is before you had your Uber, your Lyft, taxis, or anything like that. So it was a very quickly growing city in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and even into the mid 1900s. But once slavery ended, Civil War happened, segregation was still a thing. In the early 1900s, it was one of the most populated African American cities in the North, and that was what led to a lot of tension in the state, in the southern part of the state especially. And rightfully so, you need to treat everybody with kindness, in my opinion. A lot of people in the city do not see the same. So now, the city, it is honestly a very struggling city as someone who lives close to it. It's surrounded by, you got your Missouri cities of Cape Girardeau and Jackson. You've got your Kentucky cities of Wickliffe, Paducah. In southern Illinois, you have your mounds and Mound City, I guess we'll say Metropolis. It's not really close, but it's over that way. And the honestly, the large majority of southern Illinois as a whole is struggling because of just not enough jobs. People are moving away. You've got schools like Cairo, Egyptian, Meridian, Century. People are talking about combining 4 schools into one. So, in an attempt to bring some money into the region, some very beneficial people of the area have moved back and started up the Cairo Tech Pharaohs. And we will be starting in the MAC. I don't want to start independent. I thought about it, and then I was like, no, I want to be able to play conference play, get the conference money, get the TV, TV deal money. And we don't have a good team to start, but we are. I was gonna do just regular Brizzy YT, but he is coaching Texas State still, which is still alive. So his brother, we'll say, Big Brizzy, took on the job of the Cairo Tech Pharaohs. And if we meet the team here, it is. I mean, we have some 70s, but that is as good as it gets. We have a lot of 60s, some 50s, and I want to say we have either a handful or at least a couple. Yeah, we have a handful of 40s. Most of them are being redshirted because, why not? Let's see if they can get a little bit better. At quarterback, we are going to go with Tyler Olson. While I have found a couple solid recruits you know, in recruiting, if we can't get them, we have a chance with Bryce Frost, who has star development. Also, a lot of these players are from like the very northeast. Like we have a lot of Connecticut, we have a lot of New Hampshire. I think that's either Maine or Massachusetts. I think it's Massachusetts. I think Maine is ME. But we have a lot of like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maine, Delaware, Connecticut. Like we have a lot of those like very northeastern states, and I tend to recruit predominantly in the South, like Texas, Georgia, Florida. But with and we're technically still located in Akron, even though it is Cairo, Illinois. So our proximity to home is going to be weird for a lot of recruits, and that is going to suck because Missouri has good recruits, Illinois has good recruits generally, Kentucky's usually got a couple, but it's going to put us more into the like the Michigans, the Wisconsins, the Ohio's, the Pennsylvania, New York, everything north and northeast. Because even with uh like my Illinois dynasty, for example, I was close enough to like the Tennessees, like the Northwestern Georgias, the Oklahomas, the Arkansas, where proximity to home was still in like the B's. Whereas this, I think I had someone. I think it was a guy from Chicago, was B plus proximity to home. So I'm not entirely sure where Akron is in the map of Ohio. I'm not going to lie. I don't know very good on Ohio geography, but it is going to be it's going to be hard to recruit for the first few years. Like it's gonna be a slow grind these first few years, and we're starting with Ohio State. Like it's pretty well Akron's schedule. They just got dumped 52-6 by Ohio State. I was very inclined to do this after the first full weekend of college football. I figured, well, you know what? I think now's the time as good as any to start this. A couple big updates. I was very excited. But yeah, we got Tyler Olson. He's a senior though. I may start David DePaul. I don't know how to say his name. But Bryce Frost, if we cannot find a recruit this year, is probably going to be the quarterback next year going forward, even though he's going to be like around this level. But he's got star dev, so we're hoping for the best. Running back doesn't get much, but we have all receiving backs. Is what's weird. We're redshirting a 45 and a 53. Honestly, just because we got a little bit of speed, not a lot of speed. This is our power back. He's 5'10", a buck 90. But everyone we have outside of like Cameron Teague and maybe Tavion Grant, they're really small. I mean, as you see, we're a 67 overall, 66 offense, 69 defense. We are not a good football team. One of our better players is our fullback. It's not Columbus, Nebraska, I think that is. Weird. Uh, yeah, it's a rough offense. We don't have speed. That is for sure. Receiver, we have Demetrius Williamson. who is a big body receiver with high 80 speed, but he's a senior. We have a junior. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have Montana as one of our pipeline states, which one is weird for Akron. Like that doesn't make any amount of sense really. I didn't know they were just going out to Montana and just picking up recruits left and right like that. But yeah, that's one of our pipeline states right now. I'm gonna try and get them pipeline states into better recruiting states though. But yeah, we got Javion Foreman, junior, deep threat, probably gonna be a big part of the offense. We do have also. I think all of our receivers are normal. Dev. We have Scooter Page, hilarious name. Not gonna lie, 5'11", 88 speed. We'll see. CJ Peaks, a deep threat with 84 speed is honestly mind blowing to me. But he's a freshman, so we'll try it out. LJ Young, 6'4", 88 speed, freshman. I- I've got him as our slot receiver right now. I might actually put him on the outside though, and put one of these guys in the slot. I don't know. I want that jump ball ability going down the field. Javon Moore. Ooh, he's got 38 awareness. Because he's actually tied as our fastest receiver with 89 speed. Yep. We're looking for just straight up speed right now in recruiting. We'll get to that in just a second. Tanner Milam, I think. 5'8", buck 87, deep threat. Junior though, like we are old and not good at the same time. Uh, Trey Young, I'm just gonna call him Trey. Trey Bell, 6'2", freshman, and Asher Varner, 6'3", sophomore. Like we don't have talent. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Our best tight end is a 63, junior, blocking tight end. Second best, 51, freshman, blocking tight end. Junior, 48, blocking tight end. And then we have a couple guys I'm redshirting just to make sure I have fresh bodies, honestly. We're recruiting. I like to have a good blocking tight end, but I'm more of a possession vertical threat type of guy for my tight end. One of our better things, I guess, is Tariq Williams here on the offensive line. He's a 65 overall left tackle. I think he starts at right tackle for us, though. I don't know why it's got it backwards. We got Max McClure, junior left guard. Hopefully he can progress decently going into next year while I recruit other positions a little bit. Because I didn't focus as heavily on offensive line just because we've got younger guys there. And we've got at least a little bit of talent on the offensive line. Like we got Jalen McDonald. I think he's our only senior starter on the offensive line. Yeah, sophomore, junior, I say then senior, yeah, junior, and junior. And honestly, these two are our best offensive linemen. Kalen Franklin, I think he's playing left tackle for us. And then Demarcus Perkins, who, yeah, you're going to play, dude. You are our best offensive lineman. Hopefully, nobody transfers. At least in terms of our better players. And then on the defensive line, we've got Joshua Townsend, who I think is predominantly like rush packages. Actually, I think he's our rush defensive tackle, which is crazy. But I want speed. I just want to get some speed on the pass rush. And then we don't really have a lot behind him. Again, I'm redshirting most freshmen just to have them. John Decker the fourth didn't get redshirted because he's like the second highest overall. So in case of injury, I want to have a little bit of talent out there. We got Kobe Garland. I want to say he starts technically, quote unquote, in non like nickel and dime packages. And then defensive tackle is I think one of our in terms of starting oldest because it's junior senior. I want to say he's our number 2 rush defensive tackle, and then Townsend is our starting rush defensive tackle because there's nothing behind him, and we just don't have any like athleticism, and they're not strong. Like 86 is our highest strength, but he's got 50 speed. He's got 79 strength, but he's got 69 speed and 83 acceleration. So he's our number 2 at the defensive tackle spot. And you got Cade Bloom, DJ Dean. Like we don't have talent or athleticism. Like outside of Jerry and Love, Devin Skates is our second best athlete at defensive tackle. But yeah, Taj Coles is one of our pass rushers. 83 speed, 87 acceleration. I just think he'll be able to get after the quarterback a little bit better. And they were originally a 3-4, and I'm doing a 4-3 multiple. So we have a lot of power rushers, or just pass rushers in general at outside linebacker, which I'm okay with. They have decent speed, and sometimes they can drop into coverage a little bit. But I'm gonna try and probably run mostly nickel, but we'll make it work. Then we got Chase Freeman, our best player, who is a senior, decent enough athlete, and he's got 84 awareness, so like I can definitely live with that. Decent chance to be a user. I might do Bubba Van Claiborne, which is a phenomenal name, but he also is a junior, but he's got good athleticism. So once he graduates, he's gonna have to step up. Then we got Marquez Carty. Yeah, also the transfer portal at the end of the season is going to be huge for us. Then we got Elijah Greenwood, who is going to redshirt as well. Then outside linebacker again, we got Octavius Terrell, who is our other pass rusher, Jordan Underwood, Jaquez Blanks, and Draymond Gates. So like I said, we got some decent athleticism at linebacker, a lot more than we have on the defensive line. That's why I'm going to have that end be our rush defensive tackle, and they're going to be our ends on rush packages. In terms of cornerbacks, we don't like 83 speed is going to get torched time and time again, especially with our first game being Ohio State. Yeah, we got Jaden Bowie or Bowie. I'm gonna go with Bowie. 91 speed, but he's 5'11. I think we might have him in the slot. I might have to look after this because this will just be episode 1. Nice little history lesson, meeting the team, and episode 2 is going to be us getting just dumped on by Ohio State in place of Akron. But yeah, Terrell Pace is probably going to be our 4th corner. And then I'll try and have Noah Collins and Jaden Bowie on the outside. Or I could go, I think I might go Noah Collins in the slot and then Jaden Bowie and DeMarvin Holland, a freshman. Please, I don't think he has a depth trade. I don't think any of our corners have one either. Yeah, normal. Nice little mustache there, though. Like that. Yeah, have them on the outside. Dakota Mills, very small fella. Sydney Stovall, chunky cat. 6'2", a buck 80. You got some chunky cheeks there, Chief. Malik Moon and Randall Glenn. Like I said, redshirt and freshman just to have bodies. In terms of free safety, Nico Solomon is actually a junior and not horrible, so like that's kind of exciting. You got Hunter Haynes and Kingsley Reese behind him. Not a lot to be excited about. And then Michael Roger Jr. is a freshman with decent enough speed. There's not a lot to be excited about. Quincy Blue, he's a sophomore, and I think I might have him as one of our sub linebackers. I might have to look at that. I could probably throw. I have to look and see who can tackle. Terrell Pace might be a decent safety actually. 5'10", a buck 81. Probably gonna get trucked a lot. What's your zone coverage look like? 78. That's actually not horrible. Can you tackle? He's our. Yeah, you might actually be backup strong safety. That way I can have Quincy Blue as a sub linebacker from time to time. That might not be too bad. Chris Ellinger actually looks like a decent athlete, and he's a 60 as a freshman instead of like a 50. So that's actually, decent. And then Alexander Valentine, he got 82 speed, but he does have 91 acceleration. But his coverages are not as good as our corners, whose name I already forgot. In terms of kicker, he's actually a decent enough kicker. Does not have high awareness, so he's kind of dumb. It happens, but yeah, I'm trying to find a new kicker because George Lincoln III could play it. Oh nope, he's from Massachusetts. I was gonna say we could play it as he's family to Abraham since we're in Illinois, but yeah, he's got 72 kick power. That's not good. I don't kick a lot of field goals as it is, but I need to be able to hit some. Then Matthew York is our junior punter from Honolulu. All right, I don't see it, but yeah, he actually might kick for us. Like he might kick off, punt, and kick field goals for us. But yeah, that is the team. I chose Akron to replace because they. Hold on, can I? I think it's in coach contracts. I did alma mater as Memphis, like just because. I'm going with the spread because it's honestly just the best. But yeah, Akron went 2-10, 2-10, 2-10, 1-5, 0-12, 4-8, and haven't been good since 2017. So we're gonna pretend they got relegated to the FCS, and we got bumped up from an FCS school, new school, in straight into the FBS into the MAC. Also, in terms of conferences, I'm gonna try and revive. Oh wow, that's actually accurate. Georgia Tech did beat Florida State. I'm gonna try and revive the Pac-12 a little. Like I'm gonna take the winner from the Mountain West every year, and if teams are not performing that came from the Pac-12 in their new conferences, they're gonna get put back. They're not gonna get the big money if they can't perform. And then I'll probably try and take some other schools too, just to like out of the smaller conferences that makes sense. This is a big logo. Like it's bigger than the screen. But I think this will be really fun. It's going to be so incredibly hard. Can I? Yeah, team schedule. It honestly, it's not going to be like overly hard, just because. And I wanted to schedule like one. Like there you see that one. We play in Cairo, Illinois. I think it's called Sphinx Field. You know, like the Sphinx in the pyramids. Oh, and we get to be nationally televised when we get our butts whooped at Ohio State. But yeah, we got Northwestern. I left in an FCS East school. I figured, that'd be kind of like a good test of where we're at. And we got at South Carolina, at Ohio, at home against Bowling Green. I almost did Bowling Green, but then I saw they've been pretty good the last few years, so I was like, let me leave them in. At Western Michigan, at home against Eastern Michigan and Buffalo, at Northern Illinois, at Kent State, and then at home against Toledo to finish it out. And this is his name was Cade Klubnik. I know that's also the name of the Clemson quarterback, but that was the creator that made this. And honestly, I looked through it, and the jerseys are fire. The field is cool, and honestly, it's a cool logo. Never been like a big fan of the blue and yellow color scheme, but he definitely made it work. That, and you know what? That's how we'll end it. We will take a quick peek at the uniforms. So we're gonna edit. So we'll start with the away, and then we'll end with the home. This one's very similar to another one. Like it's fully white. I don't know why it says black cleats. Those are definitely white. This is the away uniform. This one is the navy. Like you see the designs on the side. Those are really cool. Like I think these look so dope. Then you got the whiteout. So the big difference is like the numbers are white and there's not as much blue. It's more just yellow. Like I think these are so clean. And then I think my favorite one, if not the whiteout, is probably these obelisk ones, the black and yellow. Like I think these are fire. Like the helmets are so cool. And then we got the home ones, just plain blue and yellow, which honestly they look pretty solid. And then you got your away ones again, which are honestly fairly clean. Like I like the white on white. It looks good. And I like that we have more than one helmet too. Like we can mix and match. I think we could go. Uh, Hold on. I think they'd be this way: away pants, home pants. Yeah, we could go full yellow. I don't think there's a yellow helmet. Oh, there's a yellow. We could go full yellow. We could go full blue. Hold on. Can I find it? Yeah, we could go full blue, and then we have, you know, I mean, we could even make some match of this a little bit. Say we're not quite. Ooh, we could go full white. We can go a little black and white. Yeah, we're not quite Oregon level of combinations, but I think this is going to be super fun. And let me back out of this real quick. Like I think this will be really fun. But if you enjoy it, leave a like on the video, sub to the channel if you have not already. I'm gonna try and keep getting content out a little bit faster now. Now that we've had my daughter, we've got internet back. Gonna try and be a little more consistent. But I think this will be really fun, and it's from an area where I grew up. I think it's gonna pour a little more heart and soul into it. You know, wanting to make this into a very great school. The goal at the end of the day is to get into the Big Ten. So let's see if we can do that, and we will see how we stack up against number two Ohio State. We're going to play it on All American. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Check out the Texas State. Check out the Road to Glory. And then if you like baseball, I got some of that. And I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'm going to catch y'all later. I'm up out of here. Peace.